You're being helpful, agreeable, and nice to everyone, wondering why people keep walking all over you. Meanwhile, someone else sets boundaries, says no regularly, and somehow gets more respect. You're accommodating, they're assertive. You're being taken advantage of, they're being taken seriously. What if the reason people exploit you isn't despite your kindness, but because of it? Here's the truth. The kinder you are without boundaries, the more vulnerable you become to exploitation. While you're busy being nice, manipulators are scanning for exactly these behaviors, identifying you as the perfect target. Research shows that certain kind behaviors actually paint a target on your back. First, automatic agreement. You say yes to requests, accommodate others' preferences, and avoid conflict. You think you're being easygoing. But research from Harvard shows that consistent agreement without boundaries activates predatory recognition patterns. In one study, participants who displayed high agreeableness were 3.7 times more likely to be targeted for exploitation. When you automatically agree, you're training people that your boundaries are optional. The protection alternative? Selective agreement. Say, let me think about that and get back to you. Next, excusing mistreatment. You rationalize others' poor behavior. They're just having a bad day. You think you're being understanding. But research from Columbia University found that individuals who consistently rationalize mistreatment experience a 58% increase in boundary violations over time. When you excuse mistreatment, you're establishing a pattern of what you'll tolerate, and that pattern escalates. The protection alternative? Accurate attribution. Say, that comment was disrespectful, and I don't accept that treatment. Then there's need suppression. You consistently downplay or deny your own requirements to accommodate others. You think you're being selfless. But research from Stanford shows that consistent need suppression creates exploitation readiness, a state that manipulators can detect and target. When you suppress your needs, you're erasing your requirements from others' awareness. The protection alternative? Appropriate need expression. Say, I need X to complete this effectively. Another dangerous behavior is excessive self-disclosure. You share personal information and insecurities too quickly. You think you're being authentic. But research from the University of Toronto found that early self-disclosure creates exploitable vulnerability maps. Participants who disclosed personal vulnerabilities within the first 3 interactions were 72% more likely to be targeted for emotional manipulation. When you overshare prematurely, you're providing a blueprint of exactly how you can be controlled. The protection alternative? Graduated disclosure. Share personal information progressively as trust is established. Finally, constant availability. You're consistently available regardless of personal cost, responding immediately to messages, dropping everything for others. You think you're being helpful. But research from UCLA found that constant availability creates value diminishment, where what is always available becomes perceived as less valuable. In one workplace study, individuals with the highest response rates were rated 47% lower in perceived importance, despite equal performance. When you're constantly available, you're communicating that your time has no value. The protection alternative? Strategic availability. Establish clear parameters around when you can be reached. So what's the solution? It's what psychologists call boundaried benevolence, the ability to be genuinely kind without creating exploitable vulnerabilities. A study from Berkeley found that individuals who combined warmth with clear boundaries were rated 89% higher in respect metrics than those who displayed warmth without boundaries. True kindness comes from strength, not weakness. It's an intentional choice made from a position of security, not a desperate attempt to earn approval. The takeaway? Kindness and protection aren't opposing forces, they're complementary qualities. True kindness isn't about making yourself vulnerable, it's about creating positive impact while maintaining your security. When you stop these self-endangering behaviors, you don't become less kind. You become more respected and better protected. Genuine respect isn't earned through vulnerability. It's commanded through boundaried benevolence.